Hello and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Rajat Kane. Let's have a look at the top headlines. Chairman N. Venkaiah Naidu succeeds in ending stalemate in Rajya Sabha over election campaign remarks. Arun Jaitley clarifies that Prime Minister Modi did not question former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's commitment. Congress also disassociates itself from derogatory comments made during elections. Parliament not for two bills after Rajya Sabha passes the Indian Forest Amendment Bill and Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy Bill. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj to make statement in Parliament on Thursday over the Kulbhushan Jadhav issue. India says Pakistan's gesture in allowing two family members to meet Jadhav lacked credibility. Jairam Thakur sworn in as new Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh. 11 cabinet ministers also take oath in Shimla in presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And China reiterates that its proposed corridor with Pakistan is only economic in nature. Claims that the intended cooperation among China, Pakistan and Afghanistan is not directed against any nation. The stalemate between the government and opposition in Congress over alleged remarks made by Prime Minister Modi against his predecessor Manmohan Singh has ended. Leader of Rajya Sabha Arun Jaitley clarified that Prime Minister Modi did not question the commitment of former Prime Minister. The Congress also disassociated itself from any derogatory comments made during elections. The resolution came days after Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu prodded the two sides to settle dispute amicably.
The week-long impasse in the upper house ended on Wednesday as both the BJP and the Congress issued a clarification on the Prime Minister's election speeches and passed crucial bills. Leader of the House, Arun Jaitley, stressed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi never questioned the commitment of either Manmohan Singh or former Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari. He asserted that these leaders were held in high esteem.
So many statements have been made on all sides during the elections. We do not want this stalemate as a result of this to continue. Let me categorically state that the Honorable Prime Minister in his statements or speeches did not question, nor did he mean to question, the commitment to this nation of either Dr. Manmohan Singh, the former Prime Minister, or Shri Hamid Ansari, the former Vice President. Any such perception is completely erroneous. We hold these leaders in high esteem, as also their commitment to this nation.
Leader of Opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad also distanced the Congress party from any comments made by any member during the elections that may have hurt the dignity of the Prime Minister.
भी अपनी पार्टी की तरफ से विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं कि हम भी नहीं चाहते कि किसी भी नेता का और विपक्ष की तरफ से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के व्यक्तित्व के खिलाफ कोई ऐसी बात कही जाए और अगर इलेक्शन के दौरान हमारी पार्टी के किसी सदस्य ने कोई ऐसा बयान दिया जो प्रधानमंत्री की गरिमा के खिलाफ हो तो हमारी पार्टी अपने आप को उस बयान के साथ डिसएसोसिएट करती है, उससे संबंध नहीं करती है और नहीं करने की आगे कोई गुंजाइश है और नहीं हम चाहेंगे कि प्रधानमंत्री की गरिमा के खिलाफ कोई शब्द कहा जाए.
The opposition Congress had stalled proceedings in the upper house all of last week, insisting on a clarification by the Prime Minister. Peace was brokered at the behest of Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu after he suggested that the two sides sit together and resolve the issue amicably for smooth functioning of parliamentary democracy. Kriti Mishra's report. Rajya Sabha TV.
The Parliament on Wednesday passed a bill to exclude bamboo from definition of tree under Indian Forest Act. The Indian Forest Amendment Bill was passed by voice vote in Rajya Sabha. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Harshvardhan said the bill would benefit tribals, forest dwellers and farmers as it would help increase their income. It would allow felling and transit of bamboo grown in non-forest areas. However, bamboo grown on the forest land would continue to be classified as tree and would be guided by existing legal restrictions. The bill was passed by Lok Sabha on December 20th.
The tribal and the other traditional forest dwellers will be highly benefited by getting the forest rights under the FRA. Removal of bamboo from this list was in great demand for a long time. They will continue collecting bamboo from forest area. Therefore, there will be no impact of this amendment on tribals living in the forest. It should be clear to everyone.
However, members of Congress, Biju Janata Dal and Samajwadi Party staged a walkout. They protested passage of bill, saying it was being passed in a hurry without proper consultations with stakeholders and the states. They also alleged it would favour industrialists.
There was no urgency for the ordinance. The bulk of the bamboo, 94% of the bamboo, is in forest areas, not in non-forest areas. You are actually ignoring the forest areas. You are taking away what was given to the Gram Sabha.
ऐसा काम करिए कि आने वाले समय में बांस, जंगल, जल, जमीन ये बची रहे. इसको उद्योगपति जो भूमाफिया हैं, वन माफिया हैं, इनसे बच सके, उसके लिए कानून बनाइए.
कानून जिन गरीबों की चीज अपनी है उन्हें वह चीज देने का अधिकार सुनिश्चित करता है. जो बंधक थे इस कानून से गरीब वो मुक्त होते हैं. अपनी चीज वो बिना किसी कानूनी बंधन के इस्तेमाल करेंगे. यह अवसर यह कानून देता है.
इसकी क्या गारंटी इस माध्यम से भी कि बंबू के किसान जो पूर्वोत्तर राज्य हो, चाहे छत्तीसगढ़, मध्य प्रदेश हो, चाहे उत्तर भारत के क्षेत्र के रहने वाले जो आदिवासी किसान हो, दलित किसान हो, पिछड़े वर्ग के किसान हो, उनको पूंजीपतियों या उद्योगपतियों से छुटकारा मिलेगा.
And you are trying to help the private industries, and you have brought ordinance in order to do this. That is why I strongly oppose this bill, and this bill is not in the interests of tribal people. This bill is not in the interests of the forest.
The Rajya Sabha on Wednesday also gave its nod to a bill to declare the Indian Institute of Petroleum and Energy as Institute of National Importance, with the House passing bill by a voice vote. Replying to a discussion on the bill in the upper house, Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan assured members that the autonomy of institute would be protected. He said an amount of 655 crore rupees would be provided by Centre for the institute. Earlier, initiating debate, Congress MP P.L. Punia said the autonomy of institute needs to be safeguarded. Ravi Prakash Verma of Samajwadi Party said the entire economy is dependent on petroleum and much more is needed to be done in this sector. The institute aims to provide high-quality education and research focusing on themes of petroleum, hydrocarbons and energy.
हमें अपेक्षा है आंध्र की और हमारे देश की जो संभावना है वो इंस्टीट्यूट थोड़े ही दिनों में अपने ही स्वतंत्र हो सकती है. सारे संभावनाएं हैं.
इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ पेट्रोलियम एनर्जी बिल 2017 जो यूपीए सरकार के द्वारा आंध्र प्रदेश और तेलंगाना का अलग से स्थापना की गई और उसी में इसका प्रावधान किया गया था कि इस तरह का एक अच्छा इंस्टीट्यूट इंटरनेशनल ग्लोबल इंटरनेशनल ख्याति का पेट्रोलियम एनर्जी इंस्टीट्यूट प्रारंभ किया जाए. वो आज एक हकीकत में सामने आ रहा है और हम इसका समर्थन करते हैं.
सरकार ने वर्ल्ड क्लास का एक इंस्टीट्यूट खड़ा किया है और जैसा कि अभी कहा जा रहा था कि आंध्र तेलंगाना के जो रिकॉग्निशन का जो कमिटमेंट था उसके लिए इसको किया जा रहा है. करीब 650 करोड़ रुपया दिया गया है. ये बहुत बड़ा काम हुआ है.
Therefore, many congratulations. They have kept their commitment, sir. And so this is a good will in the sense there is a need of promoting energy sector with greater thirst on research and innovation.
श्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी को धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि आज देश में पेट्रोलियम सेक्टर में 100% FDI होने की वजह से वर्ल्ड के ऑयल एक्सपोर्ट की सबसे बड़ी कंपनियों में से एक सऊदी अरब की कंपनी हमारे देश में ऑयल रिफाइनरी बनाने को इच्छुक है.
However, the opposition did stall proceedings in the first half of the day in Rajya Sabha. Members protested against comment made by Union Minister Anand Kumar Hegde regarding the constitution and also demanded his immediate dismissal. The government, however, distanced itself from Hegde's remark and expressed its commitment to uphold constitutional values. Here are the details.
Union Minister Anand Kumar Hegde's remarks triggered protests in the Rajya Sabha on Wednesday. Leader of opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad claimed that a minister who denounces the constitution should not continue to be a member of the Council of Ministers.
इस मिनिस्टर को जिसे भारत के संविधान पे विश्वास नहीं है, मिनिस्टर रहने का कोई हक नहीं है।
Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu disallowed any discussion due to rules of procedure and conduct governing the matter. He, however, allowed members to briefly air their grievances.
You have to give a notice and then the chairman has to admit it and then we can have discussion. I am saying first give notice.
और संविधान के मूल उद्देश्यों के खिलाफ बोले, क्या वो मंत्री रह सकता ओथ लेके? क्या वो एक सरकार का अंग हो सकता?
Then whether a person holding the post of Minister of State in the cabinet, in the government, whether he has a right to denounce this preamble in public and whether he can continue as a minister of the government. That is the ruling. I want a ruling on that.
वो बयान दे रहे जो लोग सेक्युलरिज्म में बिलीव करते हैं उनको वो लिटरली इट इज लाइक अब्यूजिंग देम दोज़ हू बिलीव इज इट प्रॉपर फॉर अ मिनिस्टर सो ही
Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Vijay Goyal clarified that the government does not subscribe to Hegde's views and asserted that constitutional values are supreme.
कि संविधान के प्रति हमारी पूरी प्रतिबद्धता है और जो मंत्री ने जो बयान दिया उसके बारे में हमारी सहमति नहीं है.
The statement failed to end the opposition's protest, even as the chair urged members to allow the House to function.
Please, Naresh, Satish Bajai, when the Parliament Affairs Minister says that the government do not agree with the statement made by the minister, that's the end of the story. Number 91.
Zero hour and question hour became casualties as the opposition refused to relent. The chair then adjourned the House till 2 p.m.
You don't want to persevere? The House is adjourned till 2 p.m.
Priti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, there were disruptions in Lok Sabha as well, with opposition Congress demanding Union Minister Anand Hegde's resignation for his controversial comments on secularism and the Constitution. However, the government distanced itself from Hegde's comments.
Parliamentary Affairs Minister Anand Kumar has said the government is committed to uphold the Constitution of India. He was responding to the opposition's charges against Union Minister Anand Kumar Hegde. However, he also accused the Congress of distorting what Hegde said.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी ने बार-बार कह चुका है यदि पूरा 1.25 करोड़ देशवासियों को कोई एक राष्ट्रीय ग्रंथ है वो डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अंबेडकर विरचित हमारे संविधान है. भारत का संविधान के बारे में हमारा अटूट निष्ठा है और सेक्युलरिज्म और बाकी चीजों का पाठ कांग्रेस को नहीं सिखाए. एक बयान को तोड़ मरोड़ करके पेश करना उचित नहीं है. मैं माननीय मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे साहब से और कांग्रेस से इतना ही निवेदन करता हूं, अभी हमें विधायी कामकाज करने दीजिए. पिछले एक हफ्ते से लगातार वो गतिरोध पैदा कर रहे हैं. गतिरोध मत पैदा करिए.
The issue had earlier been raised by leader of Congress in Lok Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge, who also demanded Hegde's resignation.
Sir, they are like a people. They are like a people without parentage or who do not know their bloodline.
Right, all right.
No, 1 minute, sir. Their bloodline, they do not know themselves.
Okay,
they do not know their parents, but they call themselves as secular. If someone says, I am a secular, I get suspicion. It means that we all persons, people who are supporting secular thoughts, they are not born to their parents.
The uproar over Hegde's remarks forced the adjournment of the House several times. Hegde had quoted controversy when he said in a speech in Karnataka that the ruling BJP government intends to change the constitution. With inputs from Ravindra Sharan, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Lok Sabha on Wednesday witnessed uproar over the alleged ill treatment of Indian death row prisoner Kulbhushan Jadhav's family by members in Pakistan. Opposition members demanded a statement in House from External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, who promised to make a detailed one tomorrow.
External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj will make a statement in the Lok Sabha on Thursday on how Pakistani authorities conducted themselves with the family members of Kulbhushan Jadhav. Strongly protesting against the coercive attitude of the Pakistani Foreign Office during Jadhav's meeting with his mother and his wife on Monday, various political parties including the Congress, Shiv Sena, AIADMK and the TMC sought a statement on the issue during 0 hour.
अध्यक्ष जी आपकी अनुमति लेकर कल इस गंभीर विषय पर मैं सदन में वक्तव्य दूंगी.
Criticizing the events, Congress leader in the Lok Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, demanded that Jadhav should be brought back to India. TMC leader Saugata Roy condemned what he called the hypocritical behavior of Pakistan.
पाकिस्तान ने उनके पत्नी के साथ और उनके माताजी के साथ जो उनका बर्ताव था उसका हम खंडन करते हैं और हम ये चाहते हैं कि इसके बारे में चर्चा हो और उनकी जो समस्याएं हैं उन्होंने जो बार-बार पाकिस्तान वाले ये जो चीजें कर रही हैं इसके बारे में हम सब लोग साथ हैं और उनको सुरक्षित साथ वापस लाने की कोशिश करना चाहिए.
पाकिस्तान में कुलभूषण जाधव का परिवार के साथ उनको माँ और बीबी के साथ पाकिस्तान ने जो बर्ताव किया इसको पूरा निंदा होना चाहिए. एक हिंदू महिला को मंगलसूत्र उतारना, उसको जूते उतारना बहुत ही घटिया काम है. ये घटिया काम को पूरा निंदा होना चाहिए. मैं चाहता हूँ कि सुषमा जी विदेश मंत्री यहाँ पर मौजूद है, वो इस पर पूरा बयान दे.
Our ADMK party also condemned the Pakistan attitude. Kulbhushan Jadhav, how they treated is very condemnable thing, especially removing the Mangal Sutra and everything is very insult to the Indian diplomacy. Therefore, I request Honorable Minister to take necessary action.
Pakistan reportedly claimed it detected a metallic substance in the shoes worn by Jadhav's wife when she went to meet him in Islamabad. It also rejected India's contentions that Jadhav's family members were harassed. The response came soon after India accused it of disregarding cultural and religious sensibilities of Jadhav's family members under the pretext of security. The meeting between Indian death row prisoner Kulbhushan Jadhav and his mother and wife took place on December 25th at the Pakistani Foreign Affairs Ministry in Islamabad. Jadhav was arrested in March this year and sentenced to death by a Pakistani court for alleged spying. Ravindra Sharan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, a day after forming government in Gujarat, the BJP shifted its focus to the hill state of Himachal Pradesh. Jairam Thakur was sworn in as Chief Minister of the state in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President Amit Shah and host of other senior party leaders. Detailed report in this report.
The historic Ridge Maidan in Shimla turned saffron as BJP's Jairam Thakur took oath as the 14th Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh on Wednesday. Governor Acharya Devrat administered the oath of office and secrecy to the 5-time MLA from Siraj.
मैं जयराम ठाकुर
ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा.
Like Gujarat, the swearing-in ceremony was attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President Amit Shah, Chief Ministers of various BJP-ruled states and several union ministers. Thousands of people thronged the venue, especially from Mandi, the home district of the Chief Minister, to attend the ceremony.
ज़्यादा खुशी है जी, हम बहुत बेहद खुश हैं जी. पहली बार डिस्ट्रिक्ट मंडी में हमारा राम राज्य आया.
ठाकुर साहब जो हमारे सिराज विधानसभा की जो है उन्नति के लिए साबित होंगे और जो है ठाकुर साहब जी को हम बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं.
आदरणीय श्री जयराम ठाकुर जी को बधाई देता हूं और आगे आशा प्रकट करता हूं कि प्रदेश में चहुमुखी विकास होगा, ऐसी मैं विनती करता हूं.
11 MLAs were sworn in as ministers. These include Mohinder Singh, Krishan Kapoor, Suresh Bhardwaj, Anil Sharma, Sarveen Chaudhary, Ramlal Markand, Vipin Parmar, Virendra Kanwar, Govind Thakur, Rajiv Sehgal and Vikram Singh. Besides the Chief Minister, 2 other ministers are also from Mandi, 4 from the largest district of Kangra, 1 each from Shimla, Solan, Kullu, Una and Lahore and Spiti districts. Sarveen Chaudhary is the lone woman in the cabinet. She is a 4-time MLA and former minister in the previous BJP government. Jairam Thakur emerged as the BJP's choice for the Chief Minister after Prem Kumar Dhumal lost the Sujanpur seat. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Pakistani troops fired indiscriminately from across the line of control at forward post in Rajouri sector of Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday. Indian troops retaliated strongly and the exchange of fire continued for nearly 4 hours. News agency PTI quoted defence spokesperson saying that Pakistani army initiated unprovoked fire with small arms, automatics and mortars around 8:15 in the morning in Naushera sector. It continued till about 12 noon. The latest ceasefire violation comes 5 days after Pakistani troops opened fire from across the border, killing 4 army personnel in Keri sector of Rajouri on December 23rd. Another soldier was injured. On December 25th, Indian troops also killed 3 Pakistani soldiers and injured another one in retaliatory action at Rukchakri sector in Rawalkot. Jammu and Kashmir has seen 881 ceasefire violations this year, the highest in the last 7 years, along the LOC and international border, resulting in 34 deaths. Now here is a quick look at what else is making news across the country and nationwide. The Enforcement Directorate attached 10 immovable properties worth over 177 crore rupees in connection with money laundering probe of National Spot Exchange Limited. The agency said attached properties were controlled by Surendra Gupta of PD Agro Processors Private Limited and Dooner Foods Private Limited. Total attachments of assets in the case is valued to 2,890 crore rupees. The Enforcement Directorate seized assets worth around 27 crore rupees from controversial arms dealer Sanjay Bhandari and others for alleged violation of Foreign Exchange Management Act. The agency booked Bhandari in February under criminal charges of the PMLA and FEMA. The Delhi police has also booked him for alleged violation of Official Secrets Act last year. In a relief to parents of children studying in private schools, the Gujarat High Court today said the state government's law to regulate fee was constitutionally valid. The court said state legislatures is competent and has authority to form laws for state boards, CBSE and ICSE. The State Prisons Department has made it mandatory for jail inmates to get Aadhaar card in Kerala. Although the drive is broadly focused on linking all prisoners under Aadhaar, the initial focus is to bring over 3,500 convicted prisoners under 12-digit number. Jail authorities also plan to keep Aadhaar number of prisoners in the data bank to keep tabs on them after they complete their jail term. Now, amid rising concern, China on Wednesday clarified that China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) is not directed against any third party. Referring to India, China reiterated the economic nature of the project while reacting to reports that some nations were concerned that CPEC will be extended to Afghanistan. The 3 sides will decide through consultation on equal footing for specific cooperation projects. The projects must meet common needs and also take care of common interest of the 3 nations in order to achieve common development, security and promote regional peace and stability. The CPEC's network of highways, railways, pipelines and optical fiber cables and flagship projects under Belt and Road Initiative currently under construction throughout Pakistan. The 3,000-kilometer long corridor starts from China's Kashgar and ends at Pakistan's Gwadar, connecting Silk Road economic belt in the north and 21st century maritime Silk Road in the south.
第三方惠及整个地区，阿富汗呢是中巴共同的重要邻国，在发展经济、改善民生方面有着迫切的愿望，也愿意融入区域的互联互通进程，希望发挥自身的地缘优势，来连通中巴经济走廊和中国中亚、西亚经济走廊。 那么三方同意共同促进在“一带一路”框架下更广泛的互联互通，本着从易到难、由小到大、循序渐进的原则，通过三方的平等协商来确定具体的合作项目，实现共同的发展和共同安全，致力于地区的和平与稳定。这是顺应。
Let's have a look at some more updates from across the world in Global Buzz. Two Reuters journalists detained in Myanmar 2 weeks ago have been remanded in custody for further 2 weeks as probe into allegations of them breaching nations' Official Secrets Act continue. Walon and Kwa So were allowed to meet their families for the first time since the arrest in December 12. The charges against them carries maximum prison sentence of 14 years. Saudi-led airstrikes killed at least 14 civilians in village near Yemen's city Taiz on Wednesday, while strikes on Tuesday had killed 11 rebels fighters and injured 16 civilians. According to officials, strikes were intended as air support for local revolt against Houthi rebels in the village of Al-Haima, but the warplane hit the wrong target. The United Nations approved a $286 million cut in its annual budget for next year, a 5% reduction in spending that the US said it had negotiated. On Sunday, the General Assembly approved a regular budget of $5.397 billion for the year 2018-19. The UN said the additional reductions comes mainly across the board cuts in non-post resource for most departments and offices, including special political missions. Here are some updates from across the world of sports and Sports Beat. Australian spinner Nathan Lyon removed opener Mark Stoneman cheaply, but Alistair Cook continued a fight back as England cruised to 192 for 2 at the stumps in day 2 of 4th Test. Cook scored an unbeaten 104 runs, while Joe Root was not out on 49. Earlier, England dismissed Australian side for 327, with Stuart Broad picking 4 wickets. James Anderson took 3, while Chris Woakes took 2. Harry Kane rounded off a brilliant year by scoring a record number of Premier League goals and a hat-trick in calendar year and became the top scorer in Europe as Tottenham Hotspur beat Southampton 5-2. Harry Kane struck thrice for Hotspur, while Dele Alli and Son Heung-min scored a goal each. Sofiane Buffon and Dusan Tariq were among the goal scorers for Southampton. Roberto Firmino scored twice as Liverpool returned to 4th position in Premier League with a 5-0 win over Swansea City. Philippe Coutinho, captain for the day, led away with a curling shot into the top corner, while Alex Oxlade and Chamberlain added the first home goal in the Liverpool colours. That's it for now. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV for more. Good night.